What's going on, YouTube? This is Eric here. I'm just out in my backyard on this lovely Monday morning. Just kind of taking a stroll. You know, the weather's cooled down. It's been raining for the, actually it has rained for the past 3 days. You know, everything's, cool. There's not much like dust and mesquite in the air. So just outside, kind of just taking in a breath of fresh air. And I just wanted to show you some of the lovely flowers and plants my wife's been working on. You know, she's got some, I think some spinach, some greens, and some red chard growing. I mean, she's worked very hard. You know, she did all this. She set up all the brick and everything like that. You know, and she did this little irrigation to where she can water her plants a lot more easier. But you know what? That's not why I called you out here today. The reason why you're here, or I'm doing this video, is because I've actually planted something myself. And I just wanted to show you. Right here, we have the Chris Cutlery Penuti and the Chris Cutlery Moro Chris. Now, the reason why they're standing up like this, I just wanted to show you. But of course, you see my, you have seen my review videos on these two magnificent blades. But there's also something else I wanted to show you. For the longest time, I've wanted to do some cutting, you know, actually try to build a cutting stand, but things have been busy, bills to pay and stuff like that. And I know building a stand is inexpensive, but finally I kind of just been like, you know what, I'm just going to use what I have on hand. And it's probably been about 6 years since I last cut, so I like to show you my little cutting setup here. Got some bottles. And that's why I'm here. I'm actually going to do some cutting today. Why the hell not? So anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to set you guys down right here. There we go. And so, let's begin. So I guess, let me just walk right past here. So the first blade I'm going to be using is the Penuti. And I just want to use this because I think it's going to be a really good cutter. It's got that nice belly, it's got some heft to it. And I'm going to do some thrusting as well because of that nice aggressive needle point tip. Now, as you can see from right here in my setup, I won't be able to do any angle cuts, so I'm just going to be doing some horizontal, some forehand, and some backhand, and some thrusts. I mean, just something very basic and simple. And first up, it's going to be Briss T-bottle. I can get this set up right. There we go. Now, further ado, check that out. You can see where I cut and it rose up a little bit, but it cut nonetheless. That was awesome. I forgot how fun that was. Man, I'm gonna try that again. And this time it's gonna be, let's see, I went forward, now I'm gonna go back. So I'm gonna be using this Aquafina bottle. Almost perfectly, almost took the entire top off. That was awesome. All right. So now, since I just cut those two, got one more. And here we go. Treetop. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna thrust and come this way. So whew. See where all that go. I tell you what, guys, look at that. Just awesome. I mean, this is such a great cutter, and it thrusts very well. You guys like doing some cutting and everything? I mean, invest in the Chris Cutlery Penuti. I mean, it's a good little cutter. I'm impressed. Now, go ahead and wipe this blade off. There we go. And now, what I'm going to be using is the Moro Chris from Chris Cutlery. And I know some of my subscribers have been wanting to see this blade in action. So today's the day. Hope you guys enjoy. And what I'm going to be using is the bane of all backyard cutters, the infamous Gatorade bottle. Took it off. Now, another Gatorade bottle. As Chris has done good on the first one, I think he can take the second one with a backhand swing. And again, performed very well. All right, so now I'm gonna test the thrusting capacity of this Chris. One more bottle. And that is an almond coffee creamer bottle. I'm gonna go like this here. Ah! That didn't work out as I planned it. It slices, it dices, and it stabs. Awesome blade. another one that people should invest in. I'm not telling you to, but that's just my opinion. Go ahead and wipe that off. Ooh. Anyway, that was a lot of fun, guys. Get those blades set back up. I have to tell you, that was a lot of fun. Got me kind of little damp myself. But anyway, that was my first cutting session in 6 years. Well, my very first recorded cutting session. I used to cut a while ago, but nonetheless, I started back up again. And I think that's it. I guess I'm just going to have to go ahead and close out, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Wait a minute. I still have 2 bottles left, but I used both those blades. Anyway, I just wanted to show you another little surprise. Which is right over here. And that is the Talwar or Talvar from Ex Gurkha Kukri House. This is more of like a Nepalese or Indian style blade. And it's got some heft to it. I mean, I think it has a little bit more heft than the Penyuti. I mean, this is a pretty thick piece of 5160 high carbon steel, and it's all handmade. So anyway, I'm gonna test this out, and I have not done anything to the blade. I haven't taken a stone to it, a strop, or a steel. And I've had this blade for probably about 3 years, so let's see how this thing performs. And I got the orange juice container. Man, I am just extremely wet right now. Well, it didn't really cut. It's more almost like blunt force impact. Anyway, definitely need to work with this sword a little bit more. All right, got one more. Woohoo! How about that? First static. That's awesome. And that was a macadamia milk carton. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about my first cutting session. And you guys have a good one, and take care.